No, it is.
Hi.
That's my Sandoval. You want to tell him something?
Be in decathlon.
Answer.
Hashtag math life.
Answer decathlon. Hashtag math life. Thank you for such a inspiring message, Miss. I felt that. Okay, so here we go. Which of the following is equivalent to 1 minus sine squared times tan squared? So what I would do here, I think I would do, you see this 1 minus sine squared? Oh, I'm not sharing? I thought I was. There we go. You see this 1 minus sine squared? That's cosine squared. Well, I guess, you know what? Let me write the Valentine's formula. Cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. And this is not actually the Valentine's formula. It's a Pythagorean identity. But if you move the sine squared to the right, notice that you get cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared. So I'm going to plug in, hey, Miss Cano, do you want one of these? I'm going to plug in 1 minus cosine squared for 1 minus sine squared. So that is cosine squared. Oh, okay. I'm going to put this one here for we'll just move her up whenever she comes in. And then, so now here's what I have. I have cosine squared theta times tan squared theta. And that answer is not in there. That's because they probably did this. Cosine squared theta times, and then tan squared is sine squared over cosine squared. What's going to cancel? Yeah, the cosine squared. Bam! And all you're left with is sine squared. And there it is. What do you guys think? Oh, Miss Cano, I put a quiz right here for you if you want to take it. You can take it over there if you want. Make sure you sign in. I would, if you, whenever you get a chance, sign in if you want. Cool or not cool? All right. You ready for the next question? All right. The way I would do this one, it says, which of the following statements are true? Cosine is an even function, so cosine of well, remember we said we're good now because we got cosine. You're good. Cosine of x is equal to cosine of negative x. So this one's false because I see a and negative a, but you could always test yourself. Chop, what do you mean? Well, go cosine of pi over 6. Cosine of pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2. And then cosine of negative pi over 6, and that's also square root of 3 over 2. So notice they're both positive, but yet it says here cosine x is a, cosine negative x is negative a, so that one's false. See how we did it? Okay. Sine x is a, sine negative x is negative a. That's true because sine is an odd function, but if you wanted to, you can go sine pi over 6 equals 1/2. Sine negative pi over 6 equals a negative 1/2. And, we're doing this from the unit circle, knowing pi over 6 is right here, negative pi over 6 is right there. So square root of 3 over 2, comma 1/2. Square root of 3 over 2, comma negative 1/2. See, that's pi over 6. And if we go counterclockwise, that's negative pi over 6. So a, negative a, yeah, that's true. See how we did that? Yeah. Do we see, are we okay with that or no? Sandoval, what do you think? You can tell me no. No? You see how this is x? I made x equal to pi over 6. So this is negative x, so I made x equal to negative pi over 6. Well, because this is negative x, you know what I mean? I know that sine of pi over 6, see, sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. And so this is negative a, or lo and behold, sine of negative pi over 6 is a negative 1/2. So that's a true statement, see?
So it just happens to work for sine and not.
Correct. Well, if you want, you could just say cosine's an even function, so that's why cosine works. Sine's an odd function. You know what I mean? All right, let's see 10. I'm going to choose a value. If you want to make it simple for yourself, just to check to see if it's true. The easiest value, in my opinion, is pi over 4. So tan of pi over 4 is 1, because you're right here. Square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. Square root of 2 over 2 divided by square root of 2 over 2, well, they're the same values, so the same thing divided by the same thing is 1. If I go negative pi over 4, negative pi over 4 is in quadrant 4 there. Square root of 2 over 2, comma negative square root of 2 over 2, you're going to get a negative 1. Tan negative pi over 4, negative 1. Okay, that one looks like it's true again. It's also because it's an odd function, So which ones are true? 2 and 3. What do you guys think? Are we still okay? All right, ready for question number 3? So question number 3 says, which one of these is equivalent? And you have cotangent divided by cosine. So cotangent, remember that cotangent is cosine over sine. And I'm dividing all this by cosine, so we're just going to do key change flip. Put like a 1 underneath that cosine. So cosine theta over sine theta times 1 over cosine theta. Well, look what cancels. Bam, bam, the cosines cancel out. And you just get 1 over sine theta, which is the same thing as cosecant. So this person didn't get this one right. That's okay. Happy face. And there it is. Yeah, incorrect. What do you guys think? We're doing okay? Let's see. This is squared. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. Oh, this person got this one right. Remember what's an even and what's an odd. So sine is an odd function. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so that one's also an odd function. Cosine's an even function. And secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so that's an even function. Chav, why does this odd and even matter? Because if it's an even function, you have this property, f of negative x equals f of x. So that means you can turn the argument, if it has a negative theta, you can turn it into a positive theta if it's even. If it's an odd function, you have this property, f of negative x equals negative f of x. So if you have a negative inside, you can pull it out and turn the theta into a positive and have a negative on the outside. Does that make sense? Sound what?
Is that for odd?
Yes.
Oh,
So here we go. This is for odd. So let me write which one's which one. This one's even. This one here is odd. This one's even. Still okay? All right, here we go. Negative sine theta, because it's odd, times, this is also an odd, negative cosecant theta. And then maybe put the the other's fine right there. I'll put a little parenthesis like this. We're still okay? Plus cosine theta, secant theta, because they're both even. All right, what's negative times a negative? Positive. So this is going to be sine theta. And remember, cosecants are reciprocal of sine, times 1 over sine theta, plus cosine theta, and then secants are reciprocal of cosine, times 1 over cosine theta. Look what happens. Sines cancel out. Cosines cancel out. What is 1 plus 1? 2. Wait, what do you got there?
Like these calzone looking things?
Oh, yeah, those calzones look pretty good.
They
They
are.
They gave me 2.
No, that's yours, miss. I want you to eat.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm going to eat later on with my mom somewhere. All right. Which of the following is equivalent? You guys ready? All right, guys. So, again, sine is odd. So, and then cosine is even. So I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to write negative sine theta times negative 1 plus cosine theta. Are we still okay? All right, I'm just going to distribute. That's all I'm going to do. Negative times a negative. So I have sine theta. And then negative times a positive. Minus sine theta cosine theta. Look for that. Sine theta minus sine theta cosine theta. What's the answer? Looks like it's A. How are we feeling, guys? Okay. Let's go to the next question. Look, we're doing pretty good, guys. Okay, I see all the thetas, all the arguments are positive. I'm going to rearrange them. I'm going to connect these two together, and I'm going to connect these two together, but I'm going to put the positive one first. So here's what I have. I have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta plus tan squared theta minus secant squared theta. You see these two right here? Sine squared plus cosine squared? What is that? 1. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1 plus tan squared theta minus secant squared theta. OMG, look at this property right here. So let me write the properties real quick. Bullet, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. Second bullet, if I divide everything by cosine squared, I have 1 plus tan squared theta equals secant squared theta. Third bullet, if I take the cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1, if I divide everything by sine squared theta, I get cotangent squared theta, cosine squared over sine squared, plus 1 equals cosecant squared theta. We're still okay? Check it out. 1 plus tan squared, I have it right here. 1 plus tan squared, that's the same thing as secant squared. So we're rewriting it. That one is that. Minus that minus is that minus. And then secant squared theta. What's secant squared minus secant squared? 0. Hello, Ms. Myers.
I just saw this.
Do you want a copy of this?
I haven't done the. Oh, that's fine.
If you want to sign in, you can count this as bam, bam. All right. You guys ready for the next one? All right. The next one, what I would do is I would focus on this one right here. So I'm going to write the word focus. And then I think what I would do, you see how that says secant squared? I'm going to write that as 1 over cosine squared theta over sine theta over cosine theta. Cool or not cool? Now I'm going to go 1 over cosine squared theta times, and I'm just going to do keep change flip, cosine theta over sine theta. When you do that, one of these cosines go away. Bam, bam. I don't see any issues. And this is just 1 over cosine theta sine theta. That's not the answer. That's just going to help us to the next level. So then I come back and I rewrite. So I'm going to write rewrite. And I'm going to write tan the way it is. I suppose that's sine. I'm going to write it in terms of sine and cosine. Sine over cosine. And then minus what? 1 over cosine theta sine theta. And I'll wait for you guys to catch up. Now, I'm going to take this left term over here, and I'm going to multiply it by sine theta over sine theta. See that? And now you're left with this. You're left with, let's see, sine squared theta minus 1 over sine theta cosine theta. So catch up to here. As soon as you see sine squared, you should know, like, okay, side note. The Valentine's formula, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. I can make this look like sine squared minus 1 if I go minus 1 over here and you move the cosine squared to the right, see? So you're going to have sine squared theta equals 1 minus cosine squared theta. Oh, no. I said I was going to move the 1, and I did not. Here we go. Sine squared minus 1 equals a negative cosine squared theta. There we go. Now we're good. So this is what I'm going to replace. So here we go. I'm going to put equals negative cosine squared theta over sine theta cosine theta. And I'll wait, guys. I'll wait. What's going to cancel? Yeah. Bam. Bam. So here's what you have. Negative cosine theta over sine theta. Chubb, I don't see that answer in there. What's cosine over sine? Cotangent. So negative cotangent theta. Do you see how we got it, guys? This I would just distribute. Turn everything into sine over cosine. So let's rewrite it. Sine theta, and then tan is sine over cosine plus cosine over sine. And then I would go, bam, bam. When I do that, you're going to get sine squared theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta. We're almost there. In order for me to add them, I need a common. So I'm going to multiply this dude by cosine theta over cosine theta. Hell yeah. See, we get a common denominator. So we're going to have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. All this is over cosine theta. I didn't do anything to the left because there was no need for it. There was a cosine theta in the denominator, so I just needed a cosine theta. Look at this. Sine squared plus cosine squared. What's that? 1. Not Juan. 1. Your dad's name's Juan. 1 over cosine theta.
Oh, you remember that?
Well, why would I not remember? You told me, miss. What's 1 over cosine? There it is. I listen, miss. I don't pretend to listen. I listen. If you tell me something, I'm listening. Dad's name is Juan. Hello, Juans. If you guys are watching my video, you guys should watch this video over dinner, and when your dad's name comes up, be like, oh yeah, okay. 416. All right, which of the following is equivalent to, and I have the secant squared minus 1 over sine squared. Are we still okay? All right, so the first thing I would do, guys, remember again, I guess if you have your notes, you can just, bring it out, but I would just always just refer back to your Valentine's formula. Cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. The only way to get a secant squared is to divide everything by cosine squared. That's the only way. If you divide everything by cosine squared, this is just a side note, right? So then you're going to get 1 plus tan squared equals secant squared. Now notice that says secant squared theta minus 1, right? If you move this one to the right, tan squared theta equals secant squared theta minus 1. You see how we did it? Hey, Mr. O. So we're going to substitute. We're going to substitute tan squared for secant squared theta minus 1. So I'm just going to write tan squared theta over sine squared theta. Yeah, that's yours. That's yours. Okay, I'll take it. Tan squared. Thank you, miss. Yeah. Tan squared is sine over cosine, or sine squared over cosine squared. Sine squared over. Oh, what am I doing? Why did I put a dot there? Equals. Sine squared over cosine squared. Thank you, miss. Times, keep change flip. This is like sine squared over 1 times 1 over sine squared. Have I confused anyone? This is actually pretty good. What's going to cancel? 1 over cosine squared. The same thing as? Do you have one, Miss Paula? Ooh, I love this question. Difference of squares. What's the difference of squares? All right. There you go. And I'll wait. Thank you, miss. No, I'm good. Can you just hook me up with? Well, I guess I can go over there. I'll go over there. No worries. Sine squared plus cosine squared. What's that? Yeah, just 1. That's just 1. So just drop it, and here's what you get: sine squared theta minus cosine squared theta, and you're good. Yay! What's up, Sandoval?
Why does the one just go away?
Oh, 1 times anything is itself. Yeah, these are the questions I want you asking me, miss. Ask me all the time. What's up, Myers? Ask me. These questions are also on Decathlon. So I don't know if this to this extreme, but they're in there. So this is also helpful for Decathlon. Miss Cano, maybe you want to join us in our Decathlon adventure? No, maybe you're okay. That's why I think you should try it out. All right, here we go with this one. Okay, trying to think what I would do. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let me rewrite it. So this is tan theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. Tan theta is the same thing as sine over cosine. So sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. And I guess what they're doing to me right here is they're forcing me to find a common denominator. There's once you become more advanced, maybe there's other things you can do. Maybe you can multiply by the conjugate or something, Maybe that's a better route. Let me see. Will that help me? We're fine. I do see a better route. Multiply by 1 minus sine over 1 minus sine. And then you're going to get 1 minus sine squared on the bottom. And you can replace that with cosine squared. And then one of the cosines will cancel out. But to be able to see that, you need experience. We're not there yet. You know what I mean? So let's just do what I think one of you guys would do. So you guys, I think, would probably do common denominator, which is fine. You'll get there eventually. So I'm going to go times cosine over cosine. And on this side, I'm going to go times 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. So when you do that, here's what you get. You're going to get 1 plus sine theta, and then I'll put that in parentheses, and I'm going to put sine theta next to it like this, over cosine theta, parentheses 1 plus sine theta. We'll work on that in a little bit. Plus cosine squared theta over cosine theta, parentheses 1 plus sine theta. Are we still okay? Okay. Distribute. Make one fraction. So here it is. Sine theta plus sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. You can probably already see what's going to happen. Over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. Yeah, it comes out a lot. This sine squared plus cosine squared, that's just what? 1. That's just 1. So now I have this. I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to have it. Oh, that's fine. Sine theta plus 1 over cosine theta 1 plus sine theta. What do you guys notice? Yeah, look, the top sine theta plus 1 is sine theta plus 1 the same as 1 plus sine theta? Yes. So I can just what with that? Bam, bam, yeah, cancel. 1 over cosine theta. What's 1 over cosine? Secant theta. Good job, miss. You must have looked at the notes of what you should know cold. Stone cold. Oh, look at that one. This one's a funny one. Y'all ready? This person got it correct. I think this was similar to the one in the notes. I would focus on this. I'm going to put the word focus because that's the one that has something funny in the bottom. So I will turn that cosine cubed. Cosine cubed theta is the same thing as cosine squared theta times cosine. So I'm going to put that's what I'm going to do with the bottom. So I'm just focusing on the bottom. So I'm going to write 1 plus sine theta over cosine squared theta times cosine theta. That's a dot for multiplying. And then I know cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. So if I move that sine squared to the right, I know that cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to plug in. So let's see. 1 plus sine theta in the numerator, and in the bottom I'm going to put parentheses, and I'm going to write 1 minus sine squared theta, close it by and then cosine theta. So catch up to there. And then just like the notes, this is the difference of squares. So I can rewrite this. So here's my numerator, 1 plus sine theta. And in the bottom, I'm going to write 1 plus sine theta times 1 minus sine theta times cosine theta. Are we still okay? All right. What am I going to cancel, guys? 1 plus sine theta. Bam, bam. Now you still have a fraction. So here's what you have. 1 over parentheses 1 minus sine theta times cosine theta. Now we're going to rewrite everything with everything I have over there. What's that about? Oh, because you still have a fraction. This is in the bottom. So how do you dictate that you still have a fraction with that in the denominator? Putting a 1 in the numerator. If you were to take out the 1, then that's just like if you have just a numerator. You know what I mean? So, well, if I have a over ba and the a's cancel, the b's still in the bottom. So you can't just say b. It's not b. It's 1 over b. You know what I mean? So no, ask me, miss. Let's fill in all those gaps. All right, so here we go. See, now you're probably getting super strong in algebra. You should have gotten A's in all your math courses, miss. Now you're getting super strong. Okay, I'll stop. Too high, too much. All right, rewrite. So I'm going to write let me get back to red because I feel like red just pops. Secant theta, that's a SEC, over 1 minus sine theta, that's what I have on the left, minus, and then this is what I have on the right, minus 1 over 1 minus sine theta, cosine theta. All right, I need a common denominator. I'll multiply this one on the left by cosine over cosine. Do you guys see that? When I do that, here's what you're going to have. And I'm just going to go ahead and write it all in as one fraction already. Cosine theta secant theta minus 1 over 1 minus sine theta with a cosine theta next to it. Yeah, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. This right here, that's just cosine theta times 1 over cosine theta. They're inverses of each other. So this in the numerator is just 1 minus 1. What's 1 minus 1? There it is. What do you think, Kano? Oh, okay. You're funny, miss. Come on in, guys. You guys want one of these?
I actually had a question for you.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, go ahead.
Just because my phone died and I need to text my phone.
Yeah, go for it, miss. This one? Is it this one or USB?
I had the old
Lightning?
one. Thank you, John.
You're welcome, miss. Here you go.
Thank you.
Give this to Gonzalez.
Oh.
All right, let's keep going, guys. We're almost done. Is that the last one? Oh, we're done. Way to go, guys. How long did it take? Yeah, so we're done. So good job. Look at all this beautiful work that we did. Well, let me stop recording now. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up.